Hello everyone, welcome back. The second round of the playoffs are done. We're going to talk about all the games that happened from over the past couple of days as the second round is finished and we're gearing up for the Final Four, the conference finals. We'll get to all that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below, so seeing all that was discussed in today's video. So in today's video, we got 3 games of NHL Action to talk about, one from Friday, one from Saturday, and one from Sunday, as we gear up for the conference finals starting on Tuesday and Wednesday, so interesting note there. So we're going to start off with the one game that happened over on Friday. That was between the Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers. As the Panthers, who had gone up 3-2 in Game 5, were looking to put the series away. Leafs were looking to win their 4th straight Game 6 and advance to another Game 7 where they have not had much success. So it was an interesting game, scoreless after 1, scoreless after 2. The Leafs penalty kill was doing really good. Joseph Woll was doing really good. They scored twice in the third period. First, about I think it was 4 or 5 minutes into the third, from Austin Matthews, his first career second round goal, which is absolutely fantastic for Matthews. There was a stat out there that I think he was like the only 400 plus goal scorer in the NHL who has never scored in the second round. So he's finally hit that. So very good stuff. There was about time Matthews cracked through in the second round. After that, Patrick got an insurance market. It was all they needed. Wolves shut the door on the Florida Panthers, and the Leafs shut out Florida 2-0 as the Leafs stay alive and tie the series at 3 apiece, while the Panthers failed to advance to the Eastern Conference Final, and they are now going back to Toronto. So very interesting stuff there, as the Leafs do stay alive for one more day. So interesting note there. For the Leafs, Matthews and Patrick were 2 goal scorers. Wolves stopped all 22 shots they faced in the shutout and win for Toronto. So interesting stuff there, but Toronto did force a Game 7 over on Sunday. But before then, we saw the one game that happened over on Saturday as the Stars took on the Jets. Stars looking to put away the series, Jets looking for their first road win of the playoffs and to force a Game 7 back in Winnipeg on Monday. It was a scoreless first period. Both teams scored in the second. Mark Scheifele scored for the Jets. He scores a goal on the day his dad passed away, which was absolutely brilliant to see. Love to see that Scheifele did that. Steele answered back for the Stars. It'll be 1-1 after 2. It'll be 1-1 after 3. But the Jets took a late penalty, which would lead into overtime for the Stars. And in overtime, thanks to this goal here from Thomas Harley, or Alcascara Sportsnet, Harley was able to get the overtime winner on the power play. As for a second consecutive year, the Stars win in Game 6 in overtime to end their opponents in round 2, as they win the series in 6 games for 2 and advance to the Western Conference Final. They will host the Edmonton Oilers in a rematch of last year's Western Conference Final in this year's Western Conference Final. So very interesting stuff there, but the Stars do take down the Winnipeg Jets and halt them from forcing a Game 7. So very good stuff there. While the President's Trophy curse seems to still be around, as the Jets won the President's Trophy this year are eliminated in round 2. They were the 3rd team eliminated in round 2. So bad stuff there for Winnipeg. For the Stars, Harley had a goal and an assist, the goal being the OT winner. Steele also scored, and Andre stopped 22-23 shots he faced in the win for the Stars, while Scheifele was one goal scorer for the Jets in the loss. So very intriguing stuff there, but it was the Stars who come away and end the series. And then we saw the last game of the second round over on Sunday, as it was Game 7 between these two teams, as the Leafs look to get to their first conference final appearance since 2002, while the Panthers look to get to their 3rd consecutive Eastern Conference final appearance. So to start, it was a really close game. Panthers would come out surging. Leafs would take over in the second half of the first period. It was a scoreless game after 1. Panthers would come out surging again in the second period, but this time their chances will go in. They would make it 1-0. I think 4 minutes later made it 2-0. 2 minutes after that made it 3-0. It started to become an insurmountable climb as the Panthers would take a 3-0 lead to the third. Max Domi made it 3-1 early in the third period, which gave Leafs fans a little bit of hope, but right afterwards, Panthers scored again. Then the Panthers scored again, and then Marchand, just to dig the knife a little bit deeper, scored the empty netter, the insurance marker. The Panthers destroyed the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 2nd consecutive game in Toronto by the same score. Just like Game 5, Game 7, 6-1 Panthers in Toronto. As Florida advances to their 3rd consecutive conference final, well, the Leafs are going to be once again asking questions entering the offseason, as for the 9th straight year in the Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares era, they do not make it past round 2. It's the 2nd time in 3 years they've made it past round 1, but they still haven't been able to get to a Final Four appearance. So that's bad stuff there for Toronto, and changes are definitely coming, especially concerning Marner and Tavares. For the Panthers, Lois Ryan, who had a goal and 2 assists, and Marchand had a goal and 2 assists. Both had 3-point nights. Jones had a goal and 8 assists. Barkov had 2 assists. Gadjevich, Reinhart, and Lundell also scored. And Bobrovsky stopped 19 of 20 shots he faced in the win for the Panthers, while Domi was the lone goal scorer for the Leafs in the loss. So it was intriguing stuff there. But this core group has never won a Game 7, and the Leafs fail again. And even though they were in the final 5 because they were the last team eliminated in round 2, they aren't able to get to the conference finals. So interesting note there. But very intriguing stuff from our past couple of days as the Leafs forced Game 6, then losing Game 7, and the Stars advanced past the Jets in Game 6. Stuff and lots of intriguing stuff there. Going over to quickly say how that affected the matchups as it's right now. So with all the second round matchups now finished, the Stars beat the Jets in 6 games, and the Oilers beat the Knights in 5 games. And in the Eastern Conference, the Canes beat the Caps in 5 games, and the Panthers beat the Leafs in 7 games. So very interesting stuff there. As the Final Four for this year are 3/4 of the Final Four from 2 years ago, as the Oilers are playing the Stars in a rematch of the 2024 Western Conference Final, and the Canes are playing the Panthers in the rematch of the 2023 Eastern Conference Final. So definitely, it's going to be interesting to see who ends up making to the Stanley Cup Final. But those are the final 4 teams in this year's playoffs. Just going over to look at the next 2 days of game action. So there's no games later today on Monday. There'll be 1 game over on Tuesday, and that's the first game of the Eastern Conference Final. The first game of the Western Conference Final goes on Wednesday, and the second game of the Eastern Conference Final goes on Thursday. I'll do a game recap touching on those first 3 games. In the conference final over on Friday, so definitely don't forget to stay tuned for that. But that's all I'm going to talk for today. I love you guys' thoughts on all those discussed here today down in the comment section below. Are you surprised that the Leafs did force Game 6 but then lost in Game 7 like they usually do? Are you surprised that the Panthers are going to another conference final? Are you surprised that the Stars did wind up taking down the Winnipeg Jets? And are you surprised of any of the Final 4 teams in this year's playoffs? Definitely your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're like to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. I also have a blog to make news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so check that out. I'll link that down in the description below. Can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.